Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 7. We'll be talking about gender stereotypes, gender equality, and equity for all. The SDG that is associated with this topic is Goal 4, which is quality education, and Goal 5, gender equality for all. Before we deep dive into this topic, first we need to know about the backgrounds of Goal 4, Goal 5, and gender stereotypes. According to UNICEF, Goal 4 aims to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. This goal supports the reduction of disparities and inequities in education, both in terms of access and quality. It recognizes the need to provide quality education for all, and most especially vulnerable populations, including poor children, children living in rural areas, persons with disabilities, indigenous people, and refugee children. Quality education is to ensure that every single person will get the education they need and wanted regardless of age, status, and where they are. The education they receive will be a lifelong learning experience, and the skills they learn will be used to the advantage of surviving for work, especially the ones they specialize in. By knowing how Islamic International University Malaysia or Iium committee responds to the gender stereotypes, we can know if it makes a difference when people are exposed early or later in life about gender stereotypes in higher education system. The next one. According to UNICEF again, gender bias is undermining our social fabric and devalues all of us. It is not just a human rights issue, it is also a tremendous waste of world's human potential. By denying women equal rights, we deny half of the population a chance to live life at its fullest. Political, economic, and social equality for women will benefit all the world's citizens. Together, we can eradicate prejudice and work for equal rights and respect for all. Gender stereotype is an expectation of a person to a certain gender at a certain age in life. The stereotypes can be positive and negative, which differs from one person to another. It is usually affected by culture, lifestyle, and the surrounding community. For example, a boy is not expected to cry when they are in pain or having a hard time. As they grow older, they are expected to excel in everything they do, regardless of school, lifestyle, or even their mental health. As an adult, they are expected to have a very successful career, which does not solely benefit them but also their family. As for girls, they are expected to act gracefully, soft-spoken, and to not have a strong personality trait as men. As they grow older, they are expected to know how to handle household issues. And as an adult, they are expected to raise a family. The family she raises is expected to have a better lifestyle compared to her previous one. Seen from a positive view, these stereotypes of each gender are actually completing one another. However, generalizing it to every single person becomes an issue, as each person has their own special personality traits. Thus, gender stereotyping should be diminished to let a person grow to their full potential in life.
Here we will talk about three terms of gender. First is gender stereotypes. Gender stereotypes is defined as an organization of characteristics, differences, and attributes of a certain group based on their gender. Next is gender equality. Gender equality means that an individual's rights and opportunity will not be determined by the sex they are assigned by birth. And gender equity means equal treatment that might be considered equivalent in terms of rights, benefits, and opportunities. Through this project, we will differentiate between the equality and equity of gender. It means when and where to use these terms and how to utilize it. Also, our objective is to eliminate the trends of stereotyping gender by the terms of gender equality and equity. So, why should we have to know about this? It's not because we wish to ensure the perfect utilization of these terms, but to ensure to eradicate the faults that is happening to the society right now. Our society has fixed our responsibilities and roles before our birth, but we have to move out from the stereotypes. There's nothing fixed. After moving out from the stereotypes, we face another terms. It's equality and equity. Are we being treated in equal? Are we getting the right way we should? If we don't know what to get, how to get, we never ensure the proper rights for proper gender. That's why we need to know what is equality and equity.
Laki majoriti yang kuliah sebab first saya kuliah engineering. Jadi macam mentality mostly memang macam lelaki akan lebih ramai daripada perempuan.
Kalau ikutkan mungkin majoriti lelaki kan yang minat ICT. So saya rasa perempuan lebih aware kot dengan ICT ni. So banyak je kat luar ni programmer semua perempuan. So saya rasa sebab itulah kot ramai ICT perempuan berminat dengan ICT daripada lelaki juga. Lelaki pun minat juga. Okay.
In my opinion, women outnumber men in my kuliah because I think many men study in other fields of work to help their families. In my surrounding, the men are more self-employed or have work skills such as car and motorcycle mechanics because since adolescent, they are more likely interested and always practice in that field to gain experience, to finance family expenses and start to be independent.
Tak patut lah sebab kalau ikutkan lelaki yang banyak tanggungjawab kan. Kalau dalam pasangan kan lelaki banyak tanggungjawab. So kenapa pula isteri yang perlu bekerja?
It is a good intention to help the family, but if one day I get married, I still suggest my wife works so that if anything happens to me, at least there is still a surplus of savings and life skills for her to survive without me. If my salary reach the number of tens of thousands and financial savings are many, then I do not recommend her to work, but still it's her life, her choice.
Saya sokong sebab kalau ikutkan memang dalam Islam pun lelaki ada tanggungjawab untuk bagi nafkah apa semua. Tapi kalau dua-dua setuju macam benda ni kan semua family tak sama kan. So as long as isteri setuju, dia sanggup support suami and suami pun maybe put effort juga sebenarnya. So I think it's okay.
Mungkin sebab fasiliti yang ada dekat sport center perempuan tu lebih baik daripada yang lelaki punya. Atau ada yang ada dekat perempuan tapi tak ada yang lelaki punya, macam tu lah.
Saya rasa sebab mungkin dekat sini fasiliti pun banyak. Dan mungkin salah satu sebab kat sini ada padang hoki. So kat sana tak ada padang hoki. That's why diorang datang sini.
Men prefer to go there to accompany their friends, whether they are men or women, or they are more comfortable exercising there.
Depends on sport yang dia main lah. Macam berenang tu memang tak boleh lah kan. Jadi macam kalau nak main dekat open court tu mungkin boleh.
Kalau saya malas sebenarnya. Sebab rasa macam tak selesa. Sebab kalau kita nak macam freely buat actively, tapi kita kan biasa kita jaga sikit kan perempuan. So kalau saya elak lah pergi dekat ni punya. Sebab confirm lah ada ramai lelaki dekat sana. Kat sini macam kalau gym apa semua tertutup kan. Better buat aktiviti kat sini lah.
Saya rasa boleh je. Asalkan ada permission dan kerja yang dah dibuat.
Of course ada. Contohlah saya kan. Kalau macam join gamelan ni, orang cakap macam perempuan macam patut join macam Cak Lempong ke, macam Cak Lempong lain macam nampak lelaki sikit. Sebab macam gamelan ni asalnya macam lembut, ayu macam tu lah. Orang punya pemikiran.
Yes, I was once underestimated that our responsibilities and commitments as males were easier and less stressful. When I reached the age of 20, even though I was still under the care of my parents and still young, I already felt that feeling and aura of commitment and responsibility for my future.
Saya rasa ada banyak jugalah. Salah satunya, saya seorang yang pakai skincare. Okay. Lepas tu ramai yang berkata lah skincare ni hanya untuk perempuan. Tapi bagi saya skincare ni untuk menjaga kita punya kulit muka. Sebab kulit ni sebahagian daripada organ kita. Dan kita kena menjaga kita punya organ-organ ni sebab Allah dah bagi pinjam kan. So kita kenalah jaga dengan baik.
Kita jangan dengar sangat apa yang cakap orang macam. Kita enjoy je apa yang kita rasa kita nak buat. And kalau benda tu selagi tak salah, kita boleh je join.
I just deny it and say that each gender has their own responsibilities and commitments and they are equal. So what could be done to change that perception or stereotype by using existing technology such as social media, because modern problem requires modern solution. We can spread knowledge and awareness about the duties of each gender so that they can understand more deeply and think maturely.
Saya rasa saya bagi tahu je yang skincare ni bukan untuk makeup dan skincare lain. Mungkin mereka fikir skincare dan makeup tu sama kot.
Ini dah tahun 2022 kan. So macam jadi stereotype ni mestilah ada lagi dalam kalangan even Iium punya staff or student sendiri kan. So kita kena betulkan mentaliti orang kita sebab tak semestinya perempuan yang memasak, lelaki yang bertukar macam tu. Sebab macam kerja tu lelaki boleh je memasak, perempuan pun boleh je ada yang minat bertukar. Jadi bergantung pada minat kita. Selagi tak melanggar hukum syariat.
Okay, pendapat saya gender stereotype ni tak perlu ada kot kat sini sebab saya rasa semua sama. Perempuan pun ada hak juga, lelaki pun ada hak juga. So sama-sama ada hak di situ lah.
Recommendation, first we have justice for both party. So based what I saw at female sports center, there are a lot of male student compared to female student, and we have conducted the survey and asked the respondent why is that happen, and some respondents state that facilities provided at male sports center are not equipped enough and hours crowded compared to the female sports center, and some argue that female students are not interested in doing sport activity. To be fair, the university should prohibit male students from entering the female sports center so that female students can do their sport activity freely without worrying about their aura. And male students should speak with student affairs to request for expansion of the male sports center with better equipment. So next, practicing gender equality. In order to practice gender equality, we must promote better awareness in society, because not only female experience this situation, male also experience. But yeah, for sure, some things we cannot be equalized, like a woman become an imam when their makmum are men, but there are something we can emphasize, like for the sports center itself. So by organizing a campaign that engage with both male and female, people can be more open-minded as they learn something from the other side. Like maybe Libras, which is a popular feminine care brand, can make a campaign about menstruation for not only for female but for men also, because in this century some cultures still think that menstruating girl can harm everything they touch, but scientifically there is no such thing, so they should be educate themselves and know what's wrong and what's right. Last but not least, which is responsibility of husband. So the concept of wife working instead of the husband can lead to argument. Maybe some agree, some are not. But in Islamic perspective, husband is obliged and responsible as guardian and providing nafkah and taking care of the welfare of his wife and children. So it doesn't matter if the wife having 5 digits of salary compared to the husband, but it's still husband responsibility to provide the nafkah for the wife and the children. If the husband is unable, like they have stroke or paralyzed, the wife can go out to earn a living with the permission of husband.